Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. My name is Charles Sells, and I am the founder of the PIP Group. This is our introductory short webinar based on what we do for you and examples of what we do. Let's go ahead and get started right away. All right, first to address the big fat elephant in the room, what we don't do. We're not going to sell you a coaching program at the end of this presentation. There's nothing to buy, and you will not find anything to buy on our website or anywhere else. We are a service providing company. So let's get through this quickly. We're not going to sell you a membership to access our inventory. We're not going to sell you a membership to access our experience. The results we're going to provide you here are going to be true, recent, and documentable. We're not going to pretend to be an insider with middleman markups on inventory, i.e., we do not state that we have an inside connection with any sort of hedge fund, bank, or otherwise. We buy our auctions we buy our properties like they buy their properties. We just don't do any markups. We're not going to pretend to be a coach without any real life experiences. Again, we are not going to sell you a coaching program. We have lots of experience, and we've done tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of transactions. All the information we will provide to you will be free, and it is meant to give you a knowledge base about our opportunities and the services we provide. Finally, we're not going to claim to be a turnkey service provider without actually providing you turnkey services. Everything we do is considered passive profits for our investors. That means that you still own 100% of the investments, but we do everything from A to Z for you, from selecting the properties, scouting the auctions, attending the auctions, fixing the properties up, you name it. We handle all of that for you. All right, before we go into the heavy details, as I mentioned, we like to provide recent and documentable evidence of our investments. This is the sort of thing we do. This was a fix and flip deal we did in Savannah, Georgia. It's fairly recent based on the recording of this webinar. I've given you the address to this unit, so you can go look at all these numbers yourself. Go do your own research. You can see what we purchased it for and what we sold it for. What you won't see on your online due diligence is what we put into repairs on this property. It was about $6,500. So I will show you what the net return was in a future slide, but let's go ahead and get started about what it is exactly what we do. On behalf of the PIP Group clients, we provide double-digit returns investing in distressed real estate. Now you might say, distressed real estate? I don't really think I want to invest in burned down properties or boarded up properties or properties that have major problems. Distressed real estate is not those type of properties. If you ask just even a typical real estate agent what a distressed property is or what distressed real estate area is, they're going to say it's a tear down, it's boarded up, it's in a bad area, it's been gutted, it needs too much repair, it's got a lot of liens on it, it looks overgrown, neglected, abandoned, if you will. What distressed real estate really is properties that could need a lot of repair. However, there's a lot of potential as well. Bills just essentially haven't been paid. The umbrella of those would fall under would be tax liens, tax deeds, pre-deed acquisitions, pre-foreclosure, and traditional bank foreclosures and REO. Short sales also fall into that category or fall under that umbrella, but we don't deal in short sales. We do deal in all of the other options located in blue. We provide our clients with high-yield, collateralized, conservative investment opportunities. Like the slide I showed you just a minute ago, this is a collateralized high-yield investment opportunity. The purchase price was $50,000 and we sold it for $87,500. Again, the address is here. If you want to go do your own due diligence, you can see where we bought it from, which auction house we bought it from, as well as what we sold it for. What I will tell you is this was not purchased in an online auction. We do not go to online auctions. The bidding is crazy, so we do not do anything online. We'll see auctions and properties in those auctions be sold for even more than the retail value of them. So we do not do any online auctions. As I mentioned, this property had a net profit of 26%. That was after all performance costs paid to PIP, closing costs, repairs, etc., etc. The net profit was 26%. This one was actually a pretty good one for us. There wasn't a lot we had to do when we got inside it. We got the deed quickly, so we turned this profit in approximately 4.5 months. So again, what we offer our investors is real, passive, turnkey solutions. We do everything on your behalf. Investments are made in your name. Investments are placed in your name. So there's a security level to it as well. We are not a fund. You're not investing in a fund. We are not a REIT. You're not investing in a REIT. Investments are placed in your name. Finally, all our information is free. Free educational information. We believe the more knowledgeable the investor, the more profitable investor. And since we are a performance-based service company, we want you to be as knowledgeable as possible. So all the information we provide on our website and through these broadcasts is always going to be 100% free. As a client of PIP Group, you're going to have a login and a dashboard, which is really going to make this very passive for you, but also always keep you in the know. As I already mentioned, you retain 100% control of your investment. We're doing all the work on your behalf, but the decisions are yours. If you decide you want to do a cash flow and rent it out, that's your choice. We just handle all the work for you. So there's nothing to be intimidated about having to worry about being a long-distance landlord, or who's going to stay on top of the contractors, or who's going to process your tax liens when they redeem. We handle everything for you. And all you have to do is log into your dashboard through your account with PIP and see what's going on with the activity of your account. See the performance of your account and how things are working. You're going to get these great summaries of when things redeemed, the value that was active. You're going to see peaks and valleys as to when those redemptions happen, because they do happen primarily seasonal. You're going to see your total investment. You're going to see the income that was earned off that total investment over the past 36 months. And you're going to see the average weighted interest that you're earning off of those investments. You're also going to be able to log in and see activity updates at your fingertips. You're going to be able to do this 24/7. And if you ever have any questions, you're also going to have a chat window or the ability to email any question from any page, and it's going to go directed to the right department. So we've really streamlined this investment opportunity for our clients to get in and be able to really invest in what is normally a very hands-on investment and do it very passively, but still remain in 100% control. So what we're looking at here, this page we're looking at, is activity from a tax lien investors page. And as you can see, the number of liens that were invested in, the ITV of those investments, and the average interest, weighted interest that those investments were placed at. This is an Illinois summary, which is primarily where we do our tax lien investing. Because the penalties are so high. And if you want to learn more about Illinois, you can visit another lesson that discusses specifically Illinois investments. But as you can see here, you've got your investment amount, the weighted interest that it's earning, and you get all of this information again in a snapshot at your fingertips. This shows the redeemed total. This shows when the lien was paid. Here's one that was paid in February of 2016, May of 2016, and what it earned in interest. It was purchased at 36%. It went almost 3 years, so it redeemed out at, I believe that's going to be 54% in interest that was earned. So all of this is going to be at your fingertips. So when you invest with PIP Group, we are very transparent in your activities, and you can take a look at everything that's going on at any given moment. Okay, so we invest in tax liens. We invest on our behalf of our investors in tax liens and tax deeds. Again, everything remains placed in your name, but we handle all of the work for you. So we offer our clients investors in tax liens and tax deeds. Here what you see is a sample tax lien certificate that was purchased in Illinois, as well as the redemption report that goes with it. Again, if you'd like to learn more about Illinois specifically, please go visit that lesson. You can find it on our website. We also invest in hybrid liens. Hybrid liens, by definition, is you receive a deed at the sale, like Georgia. You receive a deed when you go to the sale, but it acts like a lien. It just acts like a tax lien certificate as well. The homeowner or the mortgage company can come in and redeem that tax deed, if you will, within the first year of the process. And what you'll earn if you buy a hybrid tax lien in Georgia is 20% penalty. So how that happens is if we go to the auction, and the property is, let's say it's a $100,000 piece of property, and the taxes on it being sold are $5,000. We may spend up to $60,000 for that tax lien on the property. So the total cost to redeem, because we're going to add 20% of that right away, if the homeowner or the mortgage company comes in right away to redeem that tax lien, they have to pay $72,000. So you're earning 20% on what you pay, not 20% on the minimum bid or what the taxes were advertised for sale for. So if you want to break that down a little bit more, you can see the property value today of $100,000, the minimum bid of $5,000. The minimum bid is the original tax amount with penalties and fees. So that's what the advertised amount is at auction that people are going to bid up on. The amount over that amount is considered the premium bid. So both the minimum bid and the premium bid earn the full penalty amount. So if we had a $60,000 tax lien and it sold for, if we had a $60,000 purchase and it's earning 20% in penalty, if we bought it on Tuesday, and by the way, Georgia tax sales is first Tuesday of every month, and the mortgage company or the homeowner comes in on Wednesday and says, hey, my taxes were just sold at the tax sale, what do I owe? The tax commissioner is going to say, well, you owe a penalty of $12,000 and you owe another total of the bid amount of $60,000, so you owe the tax buyer $72,000. Another great passive opportunity we offer our investors are secondary market tax liens. What are secondary market tax liens? Well, if you happen to catch the basic of investing in tax liens and why we love Illinois, we explained to you the difference between categorizing our investors as redemption investors, those that just want redemption on their liens, roll and roll and roll over and over and over again, versus those investors that are interested in properties as their end game. So when you have a situation where you have a number of investors that just want to cash out their liens, make a little bit of money, and move on, and then you also have another group of investors that want to actually foreclose on those liens and achieve profits through the property, you have a great opportunity to put two and two different buyers together. We always have lots of tax lien buyers that want to sell you their liens. As we start to get closer to the maturation point of the redemption period and we are ready to move forward in foreclosing, some investors just want out. They just want to liquidate the liens, be done with it, make a little bit of profit, and move on. So here's an opportunity for you to buy a lien that is mature and ready for foreclosure, and you can start foreclosure right away. So let's take a look at how this looks throughout the process of the transaction. Okay, so here's one that we recently did in the state of Illinois, and as you can see, the property looks a little run down, a little rough, and this investor essentially just wanted to get out of the lien, get liquidated, and move on. So his principal that he had tied into this was $2,295.69. He paid his quarterly fees on this particular lien for 2.5 years in the amount of $344.35. The interest that we're going to pay that investor back is going to be 24%, so that's going to give you $633.61 from the date of purchase to the date that this lien was sold to the investor that wants to foreclose on the property. So that gives you a secondary market purchase price as the secondary market buyer of $3,273.65. All right, so as we continue on with this investment, we have the secondary market purchase price of $32,73.65, and now we actually have to initiate the foreclosure process and get things rolling so we can make repairs and make this house look as nice as it looks in these pictures. So your foreclosure fees are going to be reassessment fees. We're going to go out there before you actually buy them in the secondary market. We're going to go out there and we're going to take a look at the property. But I wanted to go ahead and throw these fees in there because it is part of the process. But we want to make sure that the building is still standing, obviously, and worth fixing up and everything else. A lot can happen in 3 years, which we address in some other webinars as well. In the state of Illinois, you have what's called postable and non-postable fees. Postable fees are things like sheriff services, the clerk of court fees to file the petition for deed, those sort of things. Those will be paid back and refunded should the lien redeem throughout the foreclosure process. Then we also have non-postable fees. This one gets a little tricky, and we're not going to get into a lot of detail in it here, but essentially this fee is also refunded. It varies based on the cost of each lien, but this fee is refunded as well should it be redeemed through the foreclosure process. The biggie that we always have when we come to foreclosing on the properties is going to be the back taxes. Obviously, if we bought 1 year's taxes and in the state of Illinois we've got another 3 years, and then we've got another year where we're actually doing the foreclosure, it doesn't necessarily take a year, but we always say it could. Those taxes are going to add up, and they're going to get pretty expensive. So that's always going to be the big cost, a big investment. Then we were successful with the deed, and we paid for the title execution as well as some additional taxes. So we got a total investment here of $20,731.28. Now let's talk about repairs. Okay, as we talk about repairs, as I was getting ready to record this slide, I actually had to go back and double check our records because for the amount of work we got done on this property, it should not have been $9,703.40. That's awfully low, but sure enough, going through all the invoices and receipts, that's what it cost us. So quite honestly, I'm not how we got this so low, but use it as a hypothetical. Don't use it as the average. Let's just say the total cost of repairs was $18,000. Let's just double it. And then we add the insurance cost in there of $591.50, giving you a new total or total investment of $31,026.18. Using that hypothetical, let's say we added another $9,000 to that. Let's just round it off and say that the total investment was $40,000. So we've invested $40,000 essentially in less than 12 months, and we're going to list this price for $65,000. This one is actually listed very recently as of the recording of this broadcast. So that is a heck of a return in less than a year's time. We'll have this property on the market for a very short period of time. It fits all our exit strategies. That is, it'll make for a great cash flow property. It'll make a great fix and flip, or it'll make a great property that's part of our HOPE program. So go check out our bank foreclosures and REOs where we talk more about the cash flows, the fix and flips, and the HOPE program. But this is a fantastic investment opportunity for somebody who wants to foreclose and pick up properties for even less than you can buy bank foreclosures for, wants to initiate that foreclosure process, and it's also a fantastic way for a tax lien buyer who is more interested in the redemption of the liens to offload their investments as well. So it's a win-win for everybody, and everybody remains very profitable in our secondary market acquisitions and foreclosures. And finally, we offer bank foreclosures, traditional bank foreclosures, or REO acquisitions, which stands for real estate owned. These are properties that wind up in auctions that the banks have foreclosed on for whatever the reason. The homeowner couldn't pay it. It could have been a builder that was doing a renovation and didn't get done in time. There are 1,000 different scenarios how bank foreclosures wind up in the auctions. Now you're saying to yourself, well, wait a minute, the economy is recovering so well, there can't be that much opportunity in this field right now. That's 100% untrue. We can't get into all the details in this introductory lesson, but we do have another lesson that is specific to bank foreclosures and REO, fixing and flipping them, cash flowing them for long-term holds, lease options, as well as our new soon to be introduced HOPE program. And there will be a program or a lesson specifically and only on HOPE, how it works, and how you can take advantage and really provide a great service to not only a potential homeowner, but the community itself. So that's what we invest in on behalf of our investors. Each one has its own real potential and opportunity to earn you a lot of profits. Through PIP Group, we will work with you directly to determine what your exit strategy is and therefore what your best investment options may be. We love diversification in this company, and we may recommend you put a little bit of money in tax liens while you try out a fix and flip or even a cash flow. Thank you for listening to this broadcast, and go take some more lessons, and we look forward to working with you soon. Thank you. Okay, so to sum it all up, we offer lots of distressed real estate investment opportunities, from tax liens to fix and flips to cash flows to owner financing. We've got our start in this business in the tax lien business, and the natural progression is one always leads to the other, leads to the other. If you're going to be a professional in the tax lien investing business, you better be ready to be a professional in the fix and flip business as well, because you're going to acquire real estate no matter what. So we offer investments in tax liens, we offer investments in fix and flips, we offer investments in cash flows. We are under the umbrella of distressed real estate in all phases with the exception of short sales. To date, we have provided our investors, I'm going on 18 years, but in this company in particular, we're going on 12 years. We have provided our investors a return of more than 20% on their principal fairly consistently. So hope you enjoyed this briefing, and we look forward to speaking to you more. Thank you.